Hey guys, what's up? Today we are going to be going on to day 11 of our Christmas countdown list. So we are talking about games 33, 32, and 31. We're just going to be going through games. Yesterday we did the kind of initial three. We're still kind of in the chapter of just underrated gems in general. You know, I mileage may vary. I think that I would check it out. They're obviously all of this is my opinion, so I'm not really going for a more generic audience. Like, I'm not talking about general people liking it, or hey, this game's like good quality. Like, this is mainly my opinion. But in terms of our underdogs, for 33, 32, and 31, we got our more party games. I mean, again, I think that I consume a lot of friend slop, as it's called. I don't think that's a bad thing. Again, I think that the term friend slop is almost like neutral. I think that, again, my philosophy is like, well, if you're hanging out with your friends and you would be like normally eating like food at a restaurant, then like you're going to be spending like $10 mainly to hang out with your friends, even though, like, you know, you could be a weirdo and just like not like do anything for food. But usually when you're hanging out with your friends, you're like spending money. So if you're buying a video game to hang out with your friends on like Discord, I think it's basically the same thing. So I do have a good amount of those, and they are going to be a little bit lower on the list just because a lot of the time the experience is just what you make of it. I do want to make sure I highlight it because I think they're fun still. I had a lot of fun times with a few of these. And just because they're low on the list doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. In fact, I think that because I have purchased them and that they are making a list of good games, that means that they're all really good. I would almost say that they're underrated rather than bad, if you want to think of it that way. So we're already 2 minutes into the video. Let's go ahead and get to our first one, which is Guilty as Sock. So Guilty as Sock is a really funny name, by the way. It's like a jury game. It's like you simulate a courtroom, and everybody looks funny. And that is great. We love that. So there's a lot of custom content. So you're able to make your own, pretty much like anything, right? You can make your own victim. You can make your own crimes. I think you can even type in your own evidence. And it's like almost like Phoenix Wright style. So like you can like upload images like a lot. Everybody can wear silly hats, and like you can like role play as like a cowboy judge or a cowboy prosecutor. There are different roles inside the courtroom. Like you get the bailiff, who's like in charge of like removing people, and it can be really funny to do that. There are also like witnesses that you can call up, and they can kind of either play along with one side, or they can really just crap on, you know, the person that you like to crap on in your friend group. But it is honestly a really great time. I know that it's not necessarily for everyone, because you do kind of have to do a lot of heavy lifting, and that's why it's a little bit further down on the list. Is that the game provides the environment, the like in-game suggestions, or like the auto-filled content. You have to kind of be creative or have someone who knows what they're doing in order to make the experience more enjoyable for everybody else. So I think that that's really the main downside to it. But overall, still a pretty good game. Our next game is also, I guess you could call it friend slot, but it's a little bit more established. This is the Jackbox Party Pack 11. This is actually a really good Jackbox Party Pack game. So if you don't know, Jackbox is a, you know, game platform almost at this point. Like, especially because they have their mega picker. That means you're able to like individually pick whichever game that you want. But Party Pack 11 has some really good games. There's Dominate, there's Hearsay, which is all about recording like fun voices. Dominate's about like ruining scenarios specifically for other people, and it's just any like kind of writing game is usually really good from this company. Cookie House is a pretty great take on like a drawing game. because a lot of the best sorts of creative exercises just in general are when you put like some sort of limitation on it, and having to decorate a cookie in order to answer like requests is really fun. I think Suspectives has a lot of potential as well. A couple of times when I played it, it did seem a little bit like repetitive, but it might actually be like a good game for people who maybe don't know a whole lot about each other as like a bit of an icebreaker, because a lot of the questions are, I mean, if it's like your friends that you know quite well, it's almost pretty obvious like who would have answered each question, and it almost seems like a matter of time before the evidence that is revealed throughout the game rats someone out. And then they have a co-op D&D trivia game, which, man, if you want two things that I really like, it is D&D and trivia. In fact, if you haven't seen my D&D video, you should watch that. If you also like D&D and I guess learning, I don't know. I guess if you like trivia, you like learning. So, but anyway, it's a very solid pack. I would rate it as one of the like better ones, like probably like top 5 is probably what I would say, which I know that there's 11, so that doesn't seem like a whole lot. Maybe more like top 3. Yeah, I would have to maybe come up with a list. If you want to see that video, make sure you leave a comment. I want to see a Jackbox Party Pack ranking, because now we're ranking things. We're not just rambling. This is a definitive ranking, and I've thought a lot about this, and if you ask me tomorrow what my ranking is, it would not change at all. So Jackbox Party Pack is our number 32 game. We're going to hit up our last game, which is This Seat Taken? Is This Seat Taken is a fun game. I don't really like games that are sentences, if I'm being honest, because now it feels like every time I talk about it, I'm asking you if the seat is taken. But it is great because I love logic puzzles. This game is very snappy, very cutesy, and you know, everybody's a little quirky. Like, you get stinky people, you get like a couple of shapes with like their kids, and like the kid like definitely wants to talk, but then there's like loners who don't want to talk, and you follow this like kind of protagonist, and there's like a funny little story about meeting somebody special, or I think it's like being a stunt double almost for like a famous actor. It's kind of cute. I mean, like, the story isn't necessarily what matters. It's kind of just like a background, but it's definitely nice to have. The gameplay is fun, especially if you like puzzles. Now, I do like puzzles. I just really got to be in the mood for puzzles a lot of the time, so this is definitely a good one to have in your back pocket. In fact, it's probably the most puzzly game on this list, other than like just straight up strategy games. But this definitely is more like isolated puzzles where you have to make sure everybody is happy. And I mean, again, like, it's not even too strict, because like you can pass and play through the game and like not get 100% correct on every puzzle. The problem is that I'm definitely one of those kinds of people, so I think I got stuck on a puzzle, and now I'm like, okay, well, maybe some other time I'll hit it up. But it is very, very good. So that's number 31, Is This Seat Taken? And we're gonna wrap up episode number 2, or I guess day 2 here. So if you have any thoughts about the games below, or if you have your own top 36 and you want to share up to number 31, then go ahead down in the comments below. I would love to see your comments. It's my favorite thing to do, so make sure you leave a comment if you want to make sure that you see all the other videos as they come out. Subscribing does help, but honestly, you're probably just going to see it on your homepage anyway, because that's how YouTube is. Okay, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'll see you in the next video. All right.